Hello everybody. Welcome to Sick of Shit Broadcasting. As you well know, I'm the host of this program, Mr. Sick of Shit. Because just like you, I'm sick of the shit. Everywhere. All over the world. Definitely all over this country. Everywhere you go. Everywhere you go. Illegals, everywhere. Now, I'm not going to trash talk them, because they're not bad. Most of them are not bad people. I work in retail, and I come in contact with a lot of them on a daily basis. 5 days a week, sometimes more. And the majority of them are really sweet people. They really are. They just got here the wrong way. Some of them, however, and the numbers are growing every day, are here from places where they have basically emptied their prisons and sent their prisoners here. Like Venezuela is at the top of the list. Now, I don't know whether Mexico is emptying their prisons and sending people here, but we're definitely getting bad people from all over the world. If you live in a densely populated city, such as New York, Detroit, Chicago, and those are only examples, I would suggest being very careful with your cell phone. I wouldn't even, if I were you, I would not even use it publicly. When you're out and about, I wouldn't. Because there is a Venezuelan mob now, unfortunately, here in this country. And from what I'm hearing, the worst city for this to happen right now is New York, which is not a surprise. But it's going to wind up happening everywhere. These people will be riding a bike, and they will be watching for someone who is currently using their phone. And of course, while you're using your phone, it's not locked. They'll snatch it out of their hand while they're riding by, and they get every bit of their personal information off their phone, and they steal their money, their identity, whatever they want. They're pretty much done for once those people get that phone. Don't use your phone in public. If you need to use it, go into a business somewhere and go into the bathroom or something and use it where nobody is going to be able to ride past you on a bike and snatch your phone. That's my advice. If it hasn't come your way yet, you can expect it's probably going to. And worse. I mean, these people are murdering people, they are raping young women, girls, little girls. It's bad. And I'm sure it's not all Venezuelans. I'm sure that there are people doing this kind of stuff who are from a lot of places other than Venezuela. But them and MS-13, they're the worst. People, I got news for you. I don't know this for a fact. This is just what I feel. You tell me what you feel. I'm really interested in hearing what you guys are feeling and what you think about what I'm bringing to you. I don't know about y'all, but it looks to me, feels to me, that all this rhetoric that we're hearing from Trump the Dump, which is all it is, it's nothing but rhetoric. If you remember, as I do, when he was in the first time around, instead of really actually doing something about the flood of immigrants that were already coming across the border when he was in office, all he wanted to do was talk about this wall. I don't know how much good that wall really even did. He had the National Guard changing the diapers, well, feeding infants and changing the diapers of their babies. That's not the job of the National Guard. The National Guard's job is to defend this country from threats, both foreign and domestic, in the event that we were to be invaded, which we were at that time being invaded just like we are now. Were they defending us from the threat? No. They were over there at the border feeding infants formula and changing baby diapers. How? Sorry. This makes me angry that so many people are even falling for this guy's bullshit again. He's not going to be any better than what we've got now. I got news for you. He won't be. If anything, he might be worse. Believe it or not, he may actually wind up being worse. People are so concerned about Biden becoming a totalitarian dictator. Well, to be quite honest with you, I'm concerned about somebody becoming one, whether it be him, his handler, which is obviously quite a few shades darker than he is, and you know who I'm talking about. Or if it be Trump. I got news for you folks. It does not matter. It does not matter whether this person is right or left. It doesn't matter. Either one is just as capable of becoming a tyrant and a dictator as the other. Look at Cuba. Castro was about as far right as you could get. But he wanted complete control over everybody, and he got it. Hitler was about as far right as you could get, and he did the same thing. Don't think it can't happen here. Don't even think it can't. Look how many things over the past 4 years have happened in this country that people always said my entire life, that'll never happen here. Well, it sure as hell did. It can happen, and it will happen. Very likely, it will, regardless of who it is. As if that's okay. Now, let's get to the main point, because I don't want to run too long here, because I don't seem to be getting very many people. I feel very strongly that Trump's rhetoric is being geared towards directing the American citizens to eventually, at some point, start getting violent toward the illegals. The illegals are not going anywhere, folks. If you think they are, you're very misinformed. He ain't going to get rid of them. They're going to stay right where they are. How are we going to deal with them when he gets in office, if he does? I don't know. I'm not sure there's even going to be I don't think there's going to be an election. I have my doubts. I really do. I just don't think there will be. I think that we are going to either get our grid hacked or something. The water is going to get contaminated everywhere. Some kind of either biological, chemical attack, some kind of very bad cyber attack on the grid. Something is going to go down. Something big that is going to affect the entire country. And when it does, well, he's going to call a state of emergency. And what do you think is going to happen then? Two things will happen. One, martial law, likely, everywhere in the country. Secondly, there will be a suspension of the election. Under those circumstances, that's what would happen. So don't get your hopes up for Trump. And I wouldn't be expecting that we're going to have a type of civil war like is usual in most countries. If we do have one, I think it's going to be, like I said, people being stupid enough to get violent towards the illegals. The only ones we should be violent with are the ones that are harming us. If they are not doing direct physical and or financial harm to us, we don't need to be doing anything to harm them. Most of these people are just eking out a living like the rest of us. Regardless of how they got here, that's what they're doing. trying to. And it's going to be just as difficult for them when all the shit comes flying off the fan as it is for us. And you need to understand something. A lot of these people are very kind-hearted, compassionate people. And if you work with them instead of being stupid enough to try and do harm to them, they'll work with you. You're just going to have to learn how to communicate with them. Wouldn't be a bad idea to at least learn Spanish, since there are more of them here than there is anybody from anywhere else in the world. And if you speak Arabic or Chinese or all of the above, you're better off than anybody else. I speak some Spanish, but without a translator, depending on what it is I'm trying to say, I'm in trouble. But I understand and speak just enough to get the kind of points through that I need to in a crisis situation. And I'll learn more. Very quickly. I'll learn more. So, folks, I'm telling you, just get ready. Get ready. Because any day now, and I really do believe that any day now, it could be any day, we are going to see something really big. Whether it be the banks going down, which is probably going to be the first thing that's going to happen, or we see the grid fail, something go down with the water, whatever it's going to be, something big is coming, and it's coming soon. Get ready. Get ready now. If you haven't started yet, then you need to start. Like yesterday. Get ready. Don't be violent with people unless it's a necessity. That is going to be a big mistake if you do. I'm telling you, it will be. Don't do it. Have your means of self-defense, but use it wisely. Use it wisely. Till next time, Mr. Sick of Shit, signing out.